30 seconds each, can you just give us your prediction for if we're sitting here in 5 years, what are the big trends that we're seeing? Or pick one trend or one model that you think is going to be huge. So Jonathan, let me start with you. Sorry to put you on the spot because that gives the other two time to think. Yeah.
So I think the Chinese have actually shown us the potential for complete and radical innovation in financial services through companies like WeChat and others. Mm-hmm. And I think we're going to see more and more of that in other emerging markets where models that did not come from the West, from the North, are developed that boggle the mind. Yeah. I mean, WeChat is truly mind-boggling.
Yeah. No,
and I think that's just the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. Suzanne?
Boy, more collaboration between North and South. I think that, the fact that barriers are breaking down, especially in mobile financial services, means that I can be sitting in London and helping somebody in Kenya, or somebody in Kenya can be sitting and helping somebody in Nepal. Mm-hmm. And honestly, implementing the things that we're coming up with. I mean, I think within 5 years, we've got a lot of work to do. To figure out how to make this work, how to have viable business models, how to, de-risk this in an appropriate way that makes it safe, that makes it secure, that keeps the fraud out. I do worry about, fraud in all of this and the bubble potentially. But I think the ability to have peer-to-peer democratization of the ability of who's a lender and who's a borrower really shift. And then, as I said, this aspect of how do people in social situations, how does this come into financial services? How do you have a group of people, like you do in the UK or the US, group giving for a present for somebody? How does that show up in some of these contexts? So how do you have a group of people supporting a new baby, or or a new business, or a new, a new asset, a new home?
Yeah.
And not just the individual side, but the community group side, I think is really interesting.
Okay, thanks. And Nadeem?
Yeah, and I'll just kind of add to Jonathan. I spent like last 10 days, a week ago in China. What's happening there? What we are doing here is dark ages, right? They are so advanced. It's just completely, it's like mind-boggling, right? And I think very little in the next 5-10 years, very little innovation will go from here to Africa. I think it will become more efficient, and a lot more innovations happening between the countries and between models there. They understand it. They don't need to. A lot of what's happened so far is we're taking dated 20th century models and try to apply them to that context, which doesn't work. Mm-hmm. They're just bypassing it in droves. And you will see that acceleration over the next 5 years, 10 years.
Okay.
And I think you will call this Financial Services Forum.